What it is, everybody. Ice, ice, baby. Some people are saying. We have a serious incident today. And sorry about the timing for the show. It was at 3, then it was at 5. Now it's 4. This is the time the show happens. So thanks for tuning in. Had to deal with some people on Facebook Marketplace because of our liquidation sale, which we'll tell you about with our t-shirts. So anyway, welcome to the show. We have an ICE shooting. We have people in the chat who say that ICE was justified. I'll have to run a poll to see what people think. We live in an outrage matrix. So people are picking sides on this one. The video is a type of Rorschach test, if I'm saying the word right. I don't want to mispronounce words like Candace Owens does and have people make fun of me. It's a Rorschach test. Rorschach. Shark? I don't know. Some people see justified violence. Some people see unjustified violence. What do you see? Who do you support? Do you support the government no matter what they do because Donald Trump is in charge? Do you support violent left-wing protesters? Do you think it was an act of domestic terrorism? Like Stephen Miller says and Kristi Noem says? Trump isn't saying that. So big show today. Big news. Big news day. Trump made a lot of interesting Truth Social posts today too. He did something a lot of people have been asking for. And once again, who knows if he can do the things he truths legally. Sometimes a president isn't allowed to do the things he says he's doing. I think he's asking for the Congress to help him along. But BlackRock stock plummeted today because of Trump's announcement about housing affordability. So I'll show you that truth. Trump truthed about our military budget today and the military in general. Trump is not Trump is a weird kind of socialist. You might be able to call him a national socialist. He doesn't really believe in capitalism exactly, especially by the things he's saying. He is telling defense companies that they can't buy back their stock anymore and that they can't pay their executives as much as they want to pay them anymore until they do his bidding. I'll show you that. But on the other hand, so 2 tweets today are truths. How's that Truth Social thing working out, by the way? 2 truths today about the military. 1, the military is bad. Raytheon in particular is bad. They need to get themselves in line or Trump is going to be angry with them and take away things from them. 2, the military is good and needs even more money from our budget. He wants to increase military spending by 50%, believe it or not. So let's see. How is America First going? What is going to be the fallout from the ICE shooting today? What do you think of the ICE shooting? We'll take a poll and see. Like I said, it is an outrage matrix. If I was going for the clicks, I would have to say that ICE was 100% justified in it. They shot a domestic terrorist who tried obviously to kill them. I'll show you the video and you can decide. It may legally be justified. I'm definitely not going to argue that. I think it needs an investigation, but it's hard for me to pursue clicks and outrage. It's difficult for me. I think things got worse, actually, when X decided to monetize. I think the conversation has gotten worse when X decided to monetize. I don't know if that's the platform where you want to monetize the outrage clicks. We've gotten a lot of low IQ anti-Semitism. We like high IQ anti-Semitism here. Thank you very much. A lot of that, a lot of people making outrageous claims because they get paid for it. It's kind of crazy. I certainly don't. I have about 10,000 followers on X, but I get engagement in the low teens probably. So anyway, welcome to the show. People didn't know when it was, so I don't see many people showing up in the chat. Hey, Bob. Hey, Misty. Welcome. I will check the polls to see where people are. I'll show you the video. Earlier today, there was big news made because ICE was doing something in Minneapolis where somebody was blocking traffic, apparently, and then tried to escape, it looks like, and was shot and killed. Apparently an American citizen was shot and killed. And the stance from the administration is that it was 100% justified so far. Although even Johnson in the Congress says we need to do an investigation. But Mr. Happy says, do I think a Target is going to burn down? Yeah, we're here to cover the riots. The left was secretly hoping that something like this would happen, most likely. This is how people think. It helps the left, probably. And the right is secretly hoping that they burn down cities, even though they're going to say it's terrible, because it's good for politics. Actually, isn't that why Trump didn't shut down the George Floyd riots? Because he was told not to, because it would be good for the election? I think that's a real story. People are fucked in the head, basically. They want bad things to happen because it's good for them politically. Sean 808 Stingray says Summer of Love 2.0 loading. Well, the protests have gotten a lot better. I think the lefties figured it out, kind of. So let's see what happens. Protests like the No Kings protest was all old boomers, like old people, and they didn't do any violence. And we haven't seen, we did see some chaos and violence at the ICE protests in Los Angeles, though, when they lit Waymos on fire, protesting against the machines, which I think will happen more and more. So we're here. Let us know if there are any riots to cover. We'll cover the riots live. We'll be live, I think, for about an hour. I have somebody come in to buy something else for me, maybe at 5. So forgive me if I have to go, but we'll tune in. We tuned in for Candace today, that show. It was really boring. So nothing to talk about there. And I'll give you the rest of the news. Still ongoing news in Venezuela. Big news in Venezuela, even if the ICE shooting hadn't happened today. Big news in Venezuela. Lots of updates. I just saw the latest update is Venezuela is apparently going to buy things from America with their oil proceeds. So that's very interesting. Apparently we're working with their government, but who knows how long that government will last, considering that the militias in Venezuela hate America and probably don't want to see the government collaborating with America the way Donald Trump says they are. Apparently they're giving us free oil. And apparently Trump says he's going to be in control of it. It's very confusing. So we'll give you all the latest updates. We are live. Suburban Wastoid. Red Chevelle. I see you too. Happy catching the live stream. Happy you're back on YouTube. Watching since Isaac, Cappy, and Voodoo Donut. Seth Green Days. Really appreciate you. Thank you, Red Chevelle. I appreciate you. Thanks for finding me again. We are still finding people who were subscribed a long time ago and forgot that I existed. But I did kind of stop existing for a little while. It was really strange. I was in this dark place in between reality and sub-reality. So we're back. All right, we'll play the intro to remind people. Then we'll grift, and then we'll show you things. Okay, cue musical intro. Boy, that's brilliant. I do think some things in the world are real. Like you guys. You guys are real. Most of you. Most of my listeners, I think, are not just in my head. I think I have the metrics to prove it. You've taken a leap of faith today. What is that sound? And I apologize if you take offense. I'm a little offended myself. Welcome to our show. Welcome to the future. What it is, joining you live from sunny California. It's a beautiful day today. I'm your host, Nathan Stoltman, and I bring you the news, the real news. That's right. Effing right, it is. We bring you the real news. If you want to support the show and support our research gathering fuel, I need oil too to operate. It's called coffee and sometimes donuts. You can contribute by going to buymeacoffee.com/lifttheveil. They take a very small percentage and pay quickly, unlike YouTube super chats, and you're not giving money to an evil corporation that bans you periodically. Buymeacoffee.com/lifttheveil. Leave coffee after coffee with comment after comment, and we always read them before the end of every show, regardless of when you leave the coffees. You can do it even when we're not live, which is wonderful. You can also buy our t-shirts. Our t-shirt shop is, unfortunately for humanity, going out of business, I believe. We'll see. But right now it is. So fortunately for you, everything's dirt cheap, below wholesale. $10 and $5 t-shirts and other shirts, t-shirts, baseball shirts, girls shirts at truthclothing.io, where we feature designs like these. Our propaganda t-shirt is awesome. This propaganda baseball tee is left. We still have some of those in different sizes. So I'll show you that design. As you can see here, it just shows you that everything on TV is propaganda. We'll show you some CBS propaganda today. We also have our Question Everything designs still available in several colors. We also have cryptocurrency shirts. Some of those are $5. So check those out. Some of them are just awesome. Bitcoin saves, crypto future. We have our Truth Revolution logo tee. That's just a nice, they're all high quality t-shirts that last a long time. I'm wearing one now, just like I do every day. We also have these Question Everything female shirts, which are super high quality, Bella and canvas ladies. We still have those available in several sizes and colors. So check it out by going to truthclothing.io. They're all screen printed in America, not bullshit, not drop shipped, not digital nonsense, not AI. Designed by humans, built for humans. Truthclothing.io. All right, let's see. Somebody did mention Candace Owens, so we still have some of that going on. I'll comment on it just for fun. Not really true. Candace showed evidence that Ben Shapiro was paying people to push negative videos on Canvas. So there is that. Yes, if you care. I saw a lot of people say, well, why are we talking about Ben Shapiro still? It's kind of high school drama. But yes, Candace thinks it's dangerous, she says, that somebody is attacking her, Ben Shapiro, which is just interesting considering what she's been doing for the last, or that somebody's obsessed with her, considering she's been obsessed with everybody at TPUSA and Charlie Kirk's wife, widow, for months and months and months. And people have been giving them death threats and stuff. It's interesting when it happens to her that suddenly she asks them to stop and says it should be illegal. It's amusing to me, at least. Seems like she can't take the criticism. But yes, that's going on. I don't like Ben Shapiro or anything. I'm sure she's annoyed, but it's kind of interesting that when the tables are turned, she really, really, really doesn't like it and starts obsessing over it. Funny to me, but yeah, that happened on the show today. Otherwise, the viewership is dropping. People are commenting, why aren't we talking about Charlie Kirk? Seems like she just ran out of material, basically. So we'll see. Let's see. ICE, unconstitutional and assassin, written in strange language. Very strange language there, sir. Are you a foreigner? Mix TL I7777. because I can understand what you wrote, but maybe I shouldn't be able to. It's not very good English. So we have some of those here too. That's good. We like to have people who disagree. We're going to run a poll. We'll say ICE justified, not sure, and ICE murder. That's what we'll give as your options. So let me go to this stream, open link in new tab, where we can create a poll so we can see what people think. Super Genemo says, was this host in the Navy? No, I'm not military. I'm far from joining gangs of any sort or groups of any sort. I would never join a group that would have me. So, although I was thinking about joining the Space Force just for fun. Start a poll. ICE killing? Question mark. Justified, not sure, and add option unjustified / murder. We'll say that. Justified / self-defense. Not sure and unjustified murder. We'll see what you guys say about that. Now I'll show you guys the videos. Oh, also, yeah, Mr. Happy. Yeah, the Epstein files, definitely. I mean, we may be getting distracted. As far as the wag the dog theory, we are distracted. Even I forgot about that. We're supposed to be getting Epstein files right now. Thomas Massey hasn't forgotten, though, so that's good. I do have a clip of him, so let's show you the video. Let's go to the videotape. Let's go to the videotape. Let's see. I thought I had everything. Oh, you know what I didn't do? Wow, I didn't do it right. Well, my computer's running okay. I meant to run this clip first after my intro. So let's do this. Meant to run this clip for everybody. This is Donald Trump talking about snatching Maduro and getting the oil.
Stole that shit. That's what I do, nigga. Fuck, nigga, I stole that shit. And I stole it. Like, but niggas don't understand. I talk facts. Lad, I talk facts.
Oh, you're right. Don't even deny it. That's cool.
Nigga, I talk facts. What deny? What, nigga? Give me that, nigga. Don't know what to do with that. Stole that shit. That's what I do, nigga. Fuck, nigga, I stole that shit. And I stole it. Like, but
anyway, that's Donald Trump celebrating about snatching an El Presidente. I saw the other memes. People don't realize El Presidentes are free. You just go down there and you steal them, and that he now has one El Presidente. All right, let's see. Slowed down, zoomed in clip. Let me see if I can show you a non-slowed down. Here, excellent. So people have differing opinions. Like I said, it's a Rorschach shot. No, let me ask how you pronounce that. Let me get a video. Pronounce Rorschach. Let's play it for you guys. I said Rorschach.
We are looking at how to pronounce this word, as well as how to say more interesting parts, sometimes confusing words and names. So make sure to stay tuned to the channel. How do you say it? Rorschach. Rorschach. Stress on the first syllable.
It did sound like shark.
Rorschach.
Shark. No, sounds a little like Rorschach to me. So I'm going to continue to say that. And we'll say it's also Shark Week. He kind of did say shark. All right, let's show you this. Here, oh, that's 4 minutes. Jeez. ICE has now killed an American citizen in Minneapolis. Great job, you effing Nazis. Let's see some video. Boom. Everybody's showing it, even NBC News. So.
Get the fuck out of our neighborhood.
Boom. Okay, that's one view.
What the fuck?
That's one view. Sorry for the language. Some people call that French. I won't call it French. It sounded American. Here is another view, it looks like. Full speed. Person walking.
No! Shame! Shame! Oh my fucking...
So this is the person here who shot her. And Donald Trump claims that person was run over and had to go to the hospital. It doesn't look like that to me. And he claimed his life was in danger. And I think maybe his foot got run over. Maybe. But I have a feeling this might go to court. There might be a full investigation. Some people, like I said, from the Trump investigation, said from the Trump administration, did I say it right? Said that it was domestic terrorism. It's not clear from the clip exactly what she was doing. Apparently, she was blocking traffic. Apparently, some ICE vehicle was stuck in the snow. And they were trying to get it out, but it's just not clear. It's some people say she was a violent leftist. I don't think that's clear from the clips I've seen, but we are running a poll right now. I can't see the results. So without seeing the results, I'm going to continue to show video and give my opinion without seeing yours first. Many people are victims of audience capture. Many people are victims of audience capture. They strive to say what their audience wants to hear. We try not to do that here, to our own detriment many times. Some people say we are self-destructing at all times. All right. I think I showed you. Okay. Now I have to show you the Tim Pool angle. Let's see. Oh, here is it slowed down and zoomed in. Slowed down and zoomed in. Let's show you that. Slowed down and zoomed in. This person says it's obvious she wasn't trying to ram him. She even turned the wheels to the right. So this is that video proof. So one reaching in the car. There's the guy right in front of the car, pulls his gun, and then shoots. Boom, just shoots right there. I clearly was not in danger. I'm sorry. Ooh, there he is. That guy pulls his gun. Wheels turn. Clearly not in danger. Didn't get run over at all. Actually, doesn't look like from that angle. Doesn't look like he got ran over at all. Apparently, he's recovering in the hospital, according to Donald Trump. From what? Just curious. Kristi Noem says he was the victim of being drugged by some other. Oh, no. Oh, no. Yes. I closed the tab, but you saw the video, right? Okay, good. Sorry. I thought I wasn't showing the video. That would have been horrific production. Okay, I just closed the tab and that closed the thing. Okay, here is different. Citizen says different angle shows he was hit. Okay, well, this is that video. Breaking from Tim Pool. Video shows moment woman makes contact, swiping officer before he opens fire. Well, interesting how that other angle, it didn't really look like it. But this is why it's Rorschach, because we can have different opinions, different angles. Here's this one slowed down. Oh, man. I just enjoy the sounds. Let's see. There. I mean, no, not really. You can tell from the other angle he doesn't get hit. I mean, even from this angle, it looks kind of like he got swiped from this angle, but it's clear from the other angle he wasn't. Might have touched him, but he wasn't. It doesn't look clear that she was trying to run him over, in my opinion. She was turning her wheels away and he got in front. So, boom. Sad. Kind of sad to me. Whenever people get killed, it's not good, even if they were bad people. So apparently she had out-of-state plates. Some people say she was chasing ICE around. But it still might be justified legally, because cops are allowed to do a lot of things, and their mindset matters. So I'm not saying what he did, like, I'm not saying he should even go to jail, because actually cops are given pretty wide latitude of just being scared. Like, if they're scared, they're allowed to kill you pretty much, even if it wasn't right for them to be scared afterwards, like looking at it in the rearview mirror. They're allowed to say, oh, I was scared, so I killed you. And it was like the heat of the moment, and nobody can judge me because I was scared. I mean, so he might have been, I don't know if he's going to go to jail for it, but, and Tim Walz did a press conference. I don't have anything from the Tim Walz press conference. Most of the, he wasn't real outrageous, Tim Walz, today. He kind of implied that it was murder, I think, but he said to go ahead and protest, but to do it nicely. And I haven't heard of any rioting protest yet. I haven't seen any violence yet. Some people say that ICE was surrounded by violent leftists. I haven't really seen evidence of that. There were people out on the street yelling and videotaping. But Chris says, all I know is you don't run from the cops or you get fucked up. Well, yes, it should be a lesson to people to obey lawful commands or even unlawful commands from the police, because police aren't robots, and sometimes they get scared and kill you by accident. Even if they're in the wrong, you're still dead. So it's better to go ahead and obey. It's better to obey. I just got a bill from the IRS. Oh my God. Speaking of obeying, pray for me. Pay your taxes on time, etc. Otherwise, they really fuck you. So I'm going to go ahead and keep encouraging people to do all of that on time. Don't even make mistakes. Don't make mistakes, or they'll come after you. But anyway, that's what happened. That's what happened, basically. So let's check the poll results. Oh, wow. Interesting. Oh, actually, no, very interesting. Very good. Very positive. Split decision. Split decision. 41% though say it was unjustified in murder. Interesting. 31% say justified self-defense. So those are the highest numbers, and 27% say they're not sure. Okay, good. Well, we have a mixed audience. That's good. That's what I like. We are not an echo chamber then. That's good. Well, people are free to have opinions. Certainly. It's a free damn country. Jacob Frey didn't help the situation by saying ICE should get the F out of Minneapolis. So I'll play that part. Like I said, Tim Walz didn't say anything like this. So Jacob Frey is the guy that eats Somali food and talks in Somali language. Oops, wrong. I'm not sharing the right screen. Okay. Now I am. Here's Jacob Frey.
There's little I can say, again, that'll make this situation better, but I do have a message for our community, for our city, and I have a message for ICE. To ICE, get the fuck out of Minneapolis.
Why does everybody curse?
We do not want you here. Your stated reason for being in this city is to create some kind of safety, and you are doing exactly the opposite. People are being hurt. Families are being ripped apart. Long-term Minneapolis residents that have contributed so greatly to our city, to our culture, to our economy are being terrorized, and now somebody is dead. That's on you. And it's also on you to leave. It's on you to make sure that further damage, further loss of life and injury is not done. We're going to be working towards justice as quickly as we possibly can right now. And justice is what we've all got to get.
I listened to the police, and the police, I believe, so I'm going to do this from memory, because I wasn't able to pull all the clips today. I'm in a foreign environment. I played pickleball. I'm dealing with people from Facebook Marketplace, but I'm still here to bring you the news. I believe the police said it didn't appear to be justified. The local police there in Minneapolis, probably in this same press conference. So let's see. I'll see if I can find a video. Let's see. Minneapolis police statement. Let's see how good. Let's see. Oh, okay. So here we go. Apparently, okay. Let's share this clip. So this is what the local police are saying, according to the Russians. RT.
To be clear, I do not know the exact.
Make sure you're wearing your right earphone. This is only coming in through one ear.
To be clear, I do not know the exact circumstances of the shooting, but I would tell you, in any professional law enforcement agency in the country, I think they would tell you it's obviously very concerning whenever there's a shooting into a vehicle of someone who's not armed. But it also is something that is possible. At times, it is justified. But it is very concerning, and it's something that most law enforcement agencies in the country train very intensely to try and minimize the risk that law enforcement officers get placed into a situation that the need for deadly force would be necessary.
Yes, that makes
to be clear,
sense.
I do not know.
That makes sense to me. I think it's regretful, probably. It doesn't seem like they had to do it to me. But by the end result, like the guy clearly got out of the way and was unharmed, and she could have driven away, and they could have chased her and caught her and done an arrest or something. Seems like it was unnecessary, but maybe justified, just like he said. Might be justified because police are allowed to fuck you up in this country. It's just the rules. That's why, like I said, it's better to do what they say. if you don't want to get fucked up. Somebody said run a poll on Candace. I will, for fun. Wow, more people saying unjustified. Interesting. Well, I must have Democrats listening. That's all right. All right, we're going to end the poll with 43% saying unjustified murder and 30% now saying justified self-defense and 26% saying not sure with 69 votes. Okay. So we'll end that poll and then we'll run another poll. Somebody said run a poll about Candace. So we will. Candace, question mark, right, wrong, don't care. Is that fair? Right, wrong, don't care. Is that fair? Okay. All right. So we'll run that poll to see what people think. I know what people would have thought not long ago. That's for sure. I tune into her stupid show still, just waiting for something to happen. But I don't know if I'm going to tune in every day anymore. There's nothing to really talk about at this point. Here's what Trump said about it. Trump said, I have just viewed the clip of the event which took place in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It is a horrible thing to watch. The woman screaming was obviously a professional agitator. Oh, okay. The woman screaming in the video. So not the person driving the car, just to be clear. The woman screaming was obviously a professional agitator. In other words, she was paid by somebody to be there. I don't know if that's true. I think everybody accusing everybody of being paid is kind of old, to be honest, because people do protest because they're crazy sometimes. And some people genuinely care about things, even if they're wrong or even if they disagree with you. I think it's kind of old accusing everyone of being paid, to be honest. A professional agitator, but that's okay. There was a woman screaming, and the woman driving the car was very disorderly, obstructing and resisting, true, who then violently, willfully, and viciously ran over the ICE officer who seems to have shot her in self-defense. Based on the attached clip, it is hard to believe he is alive, but is now recovering in the hospital. You got to show me. We got to see this guy in the hospital. Looked fine to me. The situation is being studied in its entirety, but the reason these incidents are happening is because the radical left is threatening, assaulting, and targeting our law enforcement officers and ICE agents on a daily basis. They are just trying to do the job of making America safe. He fucked up a little bit because they is unclear. But he means the law enforcement officers and ICE agents, not the radical left. It could apply to either based on English. They, after the other sentence. They are just trying to do the job of making America safe. We need to stand by and protect our law enforcement officers from this radical left movement of violence and hate. That's what he said, which is less than his surrogate said. Stephen Miller declared it domestic terrorism, and so did Kristi Noem. Or Noem. It's kind of an unfortunate name because it can refer to a lawn ornament. That's all. Noem. If you pronounce it Noem, she could be a lawn jockey, a blackface lawn jockey, possibly, according to Larry David. Kristi Noem said it was domestic terrorism. It seems very far from being proven to be domestic terrorism in this broadcaster's opinion. But actually, we're open to all opinions. So that's that. And that's all the news I really have about the ICE shooting until further notice. We will see if it erupts in protests, etc. Let me check my messages here. Okay, I'm good. I'm still good for time. Okay. People lowball you on Facebook Marketplace, huh? God, it's annoying. It's really annoying. Is this available? Yes. Silence. Is this available? Yes. Some person said, when can I pick it up? LOL, as their first message to me on Facebook Marketplace. I was like, what's funny about that? Then didn't follow up. Really annoying. But it's efficient. People do buy things eventually. All right. Speaking of personal things that don't have anything to do with the news. All right. So anyway, let's go to Venezuela news, which is also exciting. Silver Sobe. Yes, you are the one. No sympathy for open border supporting fools. Yes, you enjoy seeing people get killed, right? Although it's not clear who this, like, how do you know she was an open border supporting fool for sure without having further information? I'm open to it. She had out of state plates apparently, and somebody said she had been following around ICE agents, but I just haven't seen the evidence of that yet. I'm willing to believe it's possible, but my audience is in favor of Candace. Someone says, I haven't looked at the poll yet. I'll look at it. Yes, we'll look at it. I certainly would do better if I were also, but we'll see. It seems like, well, we'll see. We'll comment on that later. Thank you. Okay, so this is one of Trump's truths here. Venezuela is apparently giving us 30 to 50 million barrels of high quality sanctioned oil. He says, I'm pleased to announce that the interim authorities in Venezuela will be turning over between 30 and 50 million barrels of high quality sanctioned oil to the United States of America. This oil, capitalized, will be sold at its market price, and that money will be controlled by me as President of the United States of America to ensure that it is used to benefit the people of Venezuela and the United States. I have asked Energy Secretary Chris Wright to execute this plan immediately. It will be taken by storage ships and brought directly to unloading docks in the United States. Thank you for your attention to this matter. As a result of our sanctions and blockade, Venezuela had a lot of oil in storage. They started having to store it because they were having trouble moving it. And so there currently is extra oil being stored that they were having trouble selling to their preferred customers, who were China, Russia, Iran, and Cuba, mostly, it seems like. So they were selling oil to our actual adversaries, China, Russia, maybe Iran, although they have their own oil, so I'm not sure about that. Definitely China and Russia, let's say, and definitely Cuba. So we don't like that. That's the main thing we didn't like. We actually don't need the oil in the United States. We draw our own oil. We don't need the oil. It's not going to be sold to us, although some of it was moving to us through Chevron. So we were actually still buying some oil from Venezuela, I believe. Even up until the current time, they were selling. I don't know how long that lasted, but Chevron was operating there. We had one American company operating there and selling us oil. But a few problems with his statement, which is that the president can't control money that the American government is supposed to be in control of. Apparently that's supposed to be controlled by the Congress. So they could get upset that, and actually, I believe it's just not true, and they're correcting their statements. Now it's going to be in some offshore bank accounts. So it's still unclear. It is super unclear how long the current government of Venezuela will be in favor of the Venezuelan people, and specifically the Chavista militias, which are currently roaming the streets and trying to arrest anybody who has any pro-America sentiment. So The videos of people celebrating Donald Trump in the streets of Venezuela are pretty much they were all fake. They were either AI or they were video of other protests. Because if people really went out in the streets and celebrated America taking over the government, then they would get arrested and maybe killed. So people aren't actually doing that. And actually, the only protests going on in Venezuela are protests in favor of Maduro and asking America to release Maduro. That doesn't mean that everybody liked Maduro. It just means that they're still controlled by Maduro's government and, most importantly, military and police, and in their regime, they aren't allowed to show anything but support for their government. So it's still not a free country. We haven't spread any democracy there at all. And we have no intention of spreading democracy there, which is kind of different. Somebody didn't give Tim Scott I think it's Tim Scott. I'll show you. There's one Republican saying we're going to spread democracy, but actually there's a funny clip from Jon Stewart about that. Here is what our actual demands are. Trump is demanding Venezuela kick out Russia and China and partner only with the U.S. on oil. This is our primary concern. Not Venezuela, not that he's an illegitimate dictator. It's that they were helping out our actual geopolitical adversaries, namely Russia and China. So we're actually kind of starting a war with Russia and China. And actually we seized a Russian flagged tanker, which Russia isn't happy about. So, and Russia and China in particular has many ways they can harm us. In addition to maybe getting the green light now to take Taiwan completely. China has a lot of our debt still and can really mess with us by just selling their U.S. treasuries. So if I were in charge, I wouldn't necessarily want to piss off China because they can do a lot without a military to hurt our country economically. So the real question I have is that it seems like we're actually starting conflict with Russia and China. And actually the rhetoric against Russia is stepping up right now as far as the Ukraine thing goes. So keep an eye on that. Here's Pink Lady, press secretary, talking about about the Venezuelan oil. So let's just see. They're all having to go back on things. Greenland, Venezuela. But here, let's see if this gives you any clarity.
One follow-up, when you talk about that leverage there, has the Venezuelan government fully committed to turning over its oil to the United States indefinitely? And what happens if they do not?
Well, as you saw, the president announced last night, this was a deal. This was a deal made by the president and his team with the Venezuelan interim authorities. This will benefit both the American people and the Venezuelan people. And Secretary Wright and the Department of Energy are working with the interim authorities and also with the private oil industry to execute on this historic energy deal. That's not only good for the United States, but it's also going to revive the prosperity, the safety, the security of both the United States and Venezuela as well. Ed.
One follow-up, when you talk about that.
It's just not clear how we're going to redistribute, how we're going to help Venezuelans, and whether the government, if the government was grifting off the oil and that was keeping the government afloat and that was keeping their military paid and all of that. It's not clear how the government is going to remain in charge if we don't also feed the government with their oil. Somebody was saying it doesn't matter if it's low quality oil or there's no such thing as low quality oil. Well, the thing about it being low quality and difficult to extract is that it's more expensive oil than to dig up. So it can be unprofitable oil. That's all. And the reserves, the 300 billion barrels, is something just that Venezuela claimed And actually, the 300 billion barrels are not viable unless the price of oil goes up, actually, from my understanding. So it does make a difference that it's hard to get and that it's more expensive to refine. Eventually, it's all the same shit once you refine it, and we have the refineries to do it. Eventually, it turns into, the stuff you put in your car. But it's more difficult, and it's more difficult to extract as compared to Saudi Arabia, which just does normal drilling and it comes out really nice, and it's called light sweet crude, and it's easy to refine and it's cheap to extract. So it is different. It does matter. It does matter because there actually aren't 300 billion barrels unless the price of oil goes up, which is what most oil companies would like, especially American oil companies like frackers, who I believe are very close to not being profitable at this time with the price of oil as low as it is. So heavy crude. There's a great song by Dire Straits. Heavy Fuel, I believe it's called. Very good song. I recommend it. I like to run on heavy fuel. That's how it goes. Heavy fuel. I think he's talking about drugs and alcohol. That's what he means, I think. But I just interpret things. Okay, here's what Hegseth has to say, just to see if we can get any clarity. Hegseth.
Senate just was briefed on, and the House was briefed on, a classified level is something only the United States of America can accomplish. The world is taking notice of that. Certainly Venezuela is taking notice of that. And it continues because two oil tankers, overnight, were seized by the United States of America, stateless or sanctioned, because the oil blockade, the quarantine of oil out of unsanctioned or stateless vessels continues. That continue. As Secretary Rubio outlined. So our military is prepared to continue this. As he said, the president, when he speaks, he means it. He's not messing around. We're an administration of action to advance our interests, and that is on full display. We're happy to brief the House and the Senate.
No. Two quick things. Okay, number one, because we have to go, because we got to brief the House, and if we don't and they're pissed at us, you guys better defend us. That was because we were talking to you. I would make one more point, and it's a very interesting point. One of those ships that was seized that had oil in the Caribbean, you know what the interim authorities are asking for in Venezuela? They want that oil that was seized to be part of this deal. They understand that the only way they can move oil and generate revenue and not have economic collapse is if they cooperate and work with the United States, and that's what we see are going to happen.
Yes, that makes sense that they'd want the oil back that we stole, that they sold and now have to unsell. It makes sense. They want the money from the oil. So we are proposing that we control the sale of their oil, basically, is what we're doing. That's according to our statements. We're proposing that we sell their oil to everybody but China and Russia, pretty much. And then we control the money, and then we control the redistribution of that money, which we promise will somehow help Venezuelans. But it shouldn't do much for the price of oil. I don't think, because they still want to sell the oil, and they don't want the price of oil to go down. And actually, we make less money if the price of oil goes down. So, but it might. There's supposed to be a glut of oil this year, apparently. So, and actually, we're probably having a recession right now, which makes the price of things go down. So, that's, let's see. I have stuff on Greenland. Rick Scott. I said Tim Scott. Tim Scott is the gay black guy, I believe. Rick Scott is this bald white person who is saying that we're going to bring democracy. He's the only one saying that we're bringing democracy.
So proud of what the president did, and Marco Rubio and Pete Hegseth and everybody, our military, Maria Corina Machado, and what they did in Venezuela is going to change Latin America. This is the start of changing Venezuela. Then we're going to fix Cuba. Nicaragua will get fixed. Next year, we'll get a new president in Colombia. We're going to start, the democracy is coming back to this hemisphere.
So
There you go.
So proud
The
of
president of Colombia is actually democratically elected. So now we're just openly admitting that we're interfering with elections, which Trump was basically saying. He interfered with the election of the country he pardoned the guy from. He interfered with the election, where did he bail out the currency to the tune of $40 billion? He interfered with that election by bailing them out and saying that he wouldn't bail them out if they didn't vote the way he wanted to. So right now, because we have a right-wing government, we want all right-wing governments in South America, and we're willing to interfere to do that. Okay, let's see. I was going to show you the newly independent news of CBS, where the guy said he only cares about what the people, and he's going to give news to the people. So this is how they're reporting on things at the new CBS with the new anchor who is super pro-Israel. We haven't heard him talk about it yet, but from what I understand, the guy that Barry Weiss made the new anchor at CBS is super pro-Israel, and this is the new independent news at CBS. So let's see how that goes.
Tonight and only in America, the many lives and many jobs of Marco Rubio, the son of Cuban immigrants and a former Florida senator. He's now the face of U.S. foreign policy and President Trump's point man on Venezuela, all in addition to his roles as Secretary of State, interim national security advisor, and acting national archivist and USAID chief. Whatever you think of his politics, you got to admit it's an impressive resume. And now AI memes have added to that portfolio, casting Secretary Rubio as the new governor of Minnesota, the new Shah of Iran, the prime minister of Greenland, the new manager of Manchester United, the head of Hilton Hotels, and highest of high honors of all, the new Michelin man. Now, back in real life, of course, these memes may not add up to much, but for Rubio's hometown fans, which are many around here in Miami, it is a sign of how Florida, once an American punchline, has become a leader on the world stage. Marco Rubio, we salute you. You're the ultimate Florida man. And that's another day in America.
So there we go. Marco Rubio, we salute you. I don't know. He didn't, to me, I wasn't that impressed by his interviews. All right, let's see if we can get to the rest of the news. All right, so that was CBS News, not at all propaganda. And then I did want to play you Jon Stewart's take, because I was pointing out the same thing, which is that we're not even trying to say, for the most part, except for Rick Scott, that we're bringing democracy. We're not trying to bring democracy. We're certainly not in Venezuela, certainly not anytime soon. We just we don't care if a dictator's in charge, which is still the case in Venezuela, as long as they do what we say. That's all. So that's our current position. And this is Jon Stewart talking about it. So let's see if you find this amusing. That's 3 minutes. Jeez. Okay, let's see. Let's see how amusing it is.
Generally, in American history, when we intervene in another country, whether true or not, we come up with a high-minded pretense: liberating a people, spreading democracy, introducing baseball to the Japanese. They complained at first, but it's totally worth it. On what moral foundation will this conflict be framed?
We're going to have presence in Venezuela as it pertains to oil, but we're going to get the oil flowing the way it should be.
Seems a little on the nose. Oil, precious commodity, certainly. but not the reason a country formed 250 years ago on the ideas of liberty and self-determination would go into a country and snatch a man at night. There must be a slightly more noble pretense.
We're going to be taking out a tremendous amount of wealth out of the ground.
We need total access. We need access to the oil.
Sir, again, I see where we're going here. Do you mind just reframing that? I'm not quite clear on the high-minded principle behind this.
In other words, we'll be selling oil.
Is this your first war? I mean, what the All right, let's table this for now. Senator Lindsey Graham, you're an old hand at warmongering. You've done this a bunch. You're on the plane. Can you help this dude out with the casus belli and keep Trump from bringing it back to oil?
There are going to be Americans alive today because he shut down a narco-terrorist state called Venezuela. This is a good thing, not a bad thing.
And the oil companies are going to go in and rebuild this system.
God damn it! What? We can't even be conspiracy theorists now. I think they did it for the oil. Yeah, no, I did it for the oil. Is there any other reason? Can you give us anything? There's a lot of issues, human rights violations, political prisoners down in Venezuela. We could certainly free them and improve the lives of dissidents.
Are you going to demand that Delcy Rodriguez let opposition figures return or free any political prisoners?
We haven't gotten to that yet. Right now, what we want to do is fix up the oil, fix up the country.
Yes, we'll get the people out of jail, but first we have to liberate the oil from its ground prison. That oil's been locked up for millions of years, yearning to burn free.
Good enough. All
Honestly,
right. We're not. We hate Jewish leftists here. No, I don't care. It's still funny. It is different. That's all. Like I've been pointing it out. It's just different. It hits different. That's all. It hits different. Usually we say we're going to do democracy, and usually we try to do democracy, and usually and there are lots of memes like, oh, that's some nice oil you got there. How it looks like you need some democracy, some freedom and democracy. But this time we're not actually even trying to say that. So very interesting, worthwhile, good humorous take there, Jon Stewart. All right. What else do we want to talk about? Trump. I already mentioned the fact that Trump is attacking. Oh no, we want to talk about Greenland. So we threatened Greenland with military action, but then we have to take it back. So we're threatening Greenland with military action, but then we took it back. But the White House, Caroline Leavitt, the White House press secretary, said in a statement, quote, President Trump has made it well known that acquiring Greenland is a national security policy of the United States, priority of the United States, and it's vital to deter our adversaries in the Arctic region. The president and his team are discussing a range of options to pursue this important foreign policy goal, and of course, utilizing the U.S. military is always an option at the commander-in-chief's disposal. So she said that. So we are threatening Greenland still with military invasion, it seems like. But apparently Marco Rubio took that back and said, we just want to buy Greenland. So here is Johnson saying that Rubio, it's just a joke. It's just a joke that we're going to militarily take over Greenland. So
does that mean we're going to go send troops into Greenland and take it over? No. I mean, they only have, 50,000 people there. This is not a thing. Okay. Did Marco say something like that? I think he did. I mean, it was over a 2-hour meeting in the Gang of Eight. And I think he did make a comment, but I think he did it with a smile. He was trying, I took that as a joke. He was trying to be humorous about it. Okay. Does that mean we're going to go?
It's like
Send,
people are reporting on a private meeting with Marco Rubio where he just was we're just joking. It's just a joke. We're not going to invade Greenland, even though we keep threatening to. I don't know. It's kind of crazy. We're going to buy it, apparently. That's what they're saying now, is we're trying to buy it. Which, like I said, Rabobank said we can buy it if we offered every person in Greenland $1 million to become a protectorate of the United States. That would only cost us about $50 billion. So it would be pretty cheap if we did it that way, according to Rabobank. So, but apparently now they're saying we're just trying to buy it. We're not trying to invade it. So anyway, that's the latest on that. And I think I have another clip. Let's see. Here.
You say that the military action is not going to happen. So then, is it responsible for the White House to continue to raise the specter of military action? They said very explicitly.
I've spoken to the question. I'm not gonna take 1,000 gotcha questions this morning trying to pit me against the White House. It is. I've said I can't be more clear than I have been on this. I've given lengthy statements on it. You know where I stand. You know where the House stands. We're going to get a briefing today, and then we'll see how it develops. So everybody relax. Yes.
Okay. So anyway, he won't take gotcha questions. Okay. He doesn't think it's good. And there was a bipartisan statement from the Senate, from the head of the NATO committee in the Senate, came from a Republican and a Democrat, saying we need to stop threatening Greenland with military, because like the Congress would have to pass something. We're not allowed to just invade places. I mean, the comparisons to Hitler are getting a little, like, it's giving people kind of reason to compare him to Hitler, because we're talking about just invading and taking over countries. It doesn't make us much like Russia is trying to do that to Ukraine, and apparently that's bad. But when we do it, apparently it's fine. It's kind of like, well, somebody said I should run a poll about how many people are still MAGA, but that's all right. MAGA's fine. It's all right. We wish him the best. Trump is threatening Raytheon. I won't read you the whole thing. He's threatening Raytheon, saying they need to spend more. He basically put out a few Truth Social posts threatening our military industrial complex corporations, saying they are not allowed to pay their executives more than $5 million a year, and they're not allowed to do any more stock buybacks until they build new factories. That's what he's threatening. He's threatening in particular Raytheon, saying they need to build new factories and not spend money on stock buybacks, but actually spend money on investment. So he's interfering with private enterprise, which isn't a very Republican thing to do. That's all. I agree that stock buybacks are not productive, but the government isn't theoretically allowed to tell businesses what to do. Trump is also proposing, let's see if I have it. He's also proposing to increase the military budget for 2027 from $1 trillion to $1.5 trillion, which is a lot of money, which we're already going into debt by $2 trillion a year. So I guess he just wants to make it 2.5 trillion. So that's new too. Now, in the home buyer news, he has a Truth Social post saying that he is somehow going to stop corporations from buying homes, because a lot of people, conspiracy theorists, have said that actually BlackRock is driving up the prices of homes because they're buying them and then renting them to people. So he is saying that he's going to disallow that in the future. Now, I just watched an analysis of that. Apparently, it's only 1.6% of homes. So it's really very small and is probably not driving up property prices at all. But it has become a popular conspiracy theory that BlackRock is the one making it expensive for us to buy homes because they're buying homes. It's highly unlikely that they actually affected the price of homes very much, because I hear it's an incredibly low percentage of homes that they're buying. And actually, I just listened to some analysis that said actually another country tried to do that before, and it actually backfired. It's whether it's an investor buying a home or a corporation buying a home, it doesn't really artificially increase the price of housing. Investors want to buy homes cheap too, and actually might not be inflating the value of homes, but he's making an effort in that sense. So I'll give you, let's see, what else do I want to give you? We made a new food pyramid today too, which is kind of based. I'll give you a story about real estate. Ritz-Carlton made a luxury condominium complex in Portland, Oregon. And actually they're slashing their prices in half because people aren't buying condos. So we're still talking about the economic collapse coming this year potentially, and particularly the shakiness of the real estate market. Condos are crashing and homes aren't selling. The real estate market for private homes, actual homes, not condos, are that market is frozen, not dropping yet, but there are more sellers than buyers. Buyers don't want to buy, and sellers aren't willing to sell by dropping prices yet, but there are a lot more sellers than buyers. And in condominiums, prices are dropping. And this is just a story about Ritz-Carlton made a bunch of condos. They only sold 11 out of 132 luxury condos starting in 2024. So they just slashed their prices by 50%. And a lot of home builders are slashing prices right now. So that's some economic news. We also came out with a new food pyramid today, which is kind of based. I'll show you that. Let's see. Here, this is our new food pyramid, which is upside down and has, well, the only thing you could say is it's kind of expensive ingredients at the top. The only problem with being healthy is it's more expensive because they have a picture of a very nice ribeye steak up there. And I would eat ribeye steak every single day, except that it's so expensive. So I have ground beef in my spaghetti sauce to feed myself because it's relatively cheap to eat spaghetti. So that they show that chicken, cheese, whole milk, olive oil, eggs, salmon. Eggs are cheap too, actually. So eggs are good. Butter is on there. So we fixed the food pyramid and I like it. It's nice. I don't eat enough vegetables. I'm going to have to ask the AI what I do because I'm not really a fancy preparer of food. Don't eat enough avocados. Don't eat enough broccoli. There's a can of tuna on there. There's some shrimp on there. It looks like yogurt and berries are on there. Nuts are on there. Bananas, nanners are on there. Grapes, oranges, apples, pears, green beans. It looks good. It's a nice looking food pyramid, and whole grains are on the bottom. It used to be, if you remember the old food pyramid, cereal was on the bottom, but that was the big part. And they said the thing you should eat the most of, it was actually the thing that's the worst for you. And the things that you should eat the least of were the things that are best for you, like steaks and chicken and stuff like that, was at the top of the pyramid where you're not supposed to eat much of it. And at the bottom of the pyramid was like bread, cereal, etc. So they did kind of fix it. So that's kind of based. All right, I'm feeling cooked. So let's look at our poll and comment on it. 49% don't care. Excellent. Well, that's good because we're not talking about it. 49% don't care about Candace Owens. 33% say she's right. 18% say she's wrong. So that's a decent mix. We're not totally out of bounds then. That's good. It's good. We're attracting people who think like us. That's fine. Because what's the point of chasing the algorithm if it's not what you believe in anyway? You might as well attract people that appreciate what you're talking about. So let's see if anybody appreciated what we were talking about today. We will check. And cheese, I like cheese. I think it's good. Cheese is good. And apparently it's the cheapest it's been in 5 years. So that's good. Cheese is good. Dairy, I think, is fine. I have dairy in my coffee every day. I have a latte, an iced latte every day. If you want to know my heavy fuel, my heavy crude is a large iced latte. So that has milk, which has protein, and it's whole milk, which is good for you, as long as you can digest it. Coffees. Okay. Speaking of coffee, let's see. Checking. Pirate Justin bought a coffee. Thank you, Pirate Justin, who says, Happy New Year, Nate. Thank you, Pirate Justin. Appreciate you. Thank you for your tipping culture. All right. So that's the one coffee we got after the show was over yesterday. We didn't get any during the show today. You can always make up for it anytime. And if you want to listen to the show on podcast, it is posted on podcast. You can find it on Apple Podcast under Lift the Veil. We post them after the show is over. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Thank you. Thank you for participating in the polls. Thanks for participating in the chat. And we'll see you tomorrow from this location. All right. So thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll be back probably tomorrow around the same time, 4 p.m. Pacific time, 7 p.m. Eastern time. We'll try not to mess with you. Thanks everybody. We'll see you at the next one. For now, that's what it is.